I don't know what that is. Spider-Man guns? Yeah, Spider-Man. Oh boy. Oh, Sony did the most graceful thing ever and let all their future plans go to shit because they're changing everything about Spider-Man. They're teaming up with Marvel now, and Spider-Man's joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh. And that's great news. You know, Spidey for the longest time has just been on a string of ass movies, okay? Ever since Spider-Man 3, that was 2007. And then they rebooted, and it's just really quickly. 2012, the first movie was terrible in my opinion. Second one equally bad, but I enjoyed it more actually because I did like the Spider-Man in it. I thought Andrew Garfield was a really good Spider-Man. Peter Parker, he was okay. He was good with Emma Stone. And I liked Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin enough, even though they really just kind of shoved him in and like, okay, here he is, let's just have to set him up and do it. But yeah, Jamie Foxx was terrible, the Rhino was awful. But the movie overall, like, it was ass, okay, it was ass, but I like the Spider-Man in it, and I'm like, this Spider-Man is perfect. If we can keep going with this, I'm good with it. So I'd actually kind of accepted that Spider-Man would probably be staying with Sony for a while. I was like, okay, these Sinister Six plans, I'm kind of okay with it. If they don't put the Rhino in, maybe it'll be okay. And all these future plans, but so many things just sounded really dumb. Like, okay, Spider-Man's getting pushed back. No, we're doing Sinister Six. Maybe we're doing an Aunt May movie. Like, there's all these rumors, and then it all just... So now Spidey, it's going to be a new Spidey in the Marvel Universe, not Andrew Garfield. Poor Andrew Garfield, he just nailed it. He got a great Spider-Man, and now he's gone. This is so awesome though, thank God for Sony, because you know, they had plans, they were gonna try and do better, and you know, Spider-Man 2 over the first Amazing Spider-Man, like, it was an improvement, although it was even worse at the same time, but I was willing to let them keep going, but you know what, with what we've got, I'm okay letting this giant franchise they were possibly planning, a standalone Venom movie, all these things, I'm willing to let it all just go to shit, just, it's gone, it might never ever happen now. Never a Sinister Six movie, all that planning, the first two movies, the fact that the movies suffered because it's all set up for the future, and all that future setup has gone to nothing, the fact that that's all happened and Spider-Man's gonna go to Marvel, I'm okay with it because I expect Marvel to hopefully do great things with Spider-Man anyway. Venom, who knows, they probably will. Sinister Six, it's possible. With him in the Avengers universe, why not the Sinister Six team coming in? Who knows? It makes it all seem more pointless though, the fact that I own the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I love the Spider-Man in it. But I'm pretty sure by the time the new Marvel Spider-Man comes out in 2017, so pretty much 10 years after Spider-Man 3, when Spider-Man started his path of just shitty ass movies, they're gonna hopefully fix it in 2017 with a standalone Spider-Man movie. But before that, he's gonna be in an upcoming Marvel movie. Most people think it'll likely be Captain America Civil War. Makes sense, so I'm interested to see that. And hopefully it's all good in the future. I want Venom. I want a lot of badass villains, but I want good villains that are actually set up and like awesome villains, and not Jamie Foxx just ripping off Jim Carrey's Riddler for half the movie, then the other half just terrible puns and a lot of CGI lightning and electricity. It's like, oh god. Not to mention Paul Giamatti's Rhino. I'm gonna get you, Spider-Man! Like it was a retarded Russian Arnold Schwarzenegger in a metal suit. It was bad, okay? Rhino was terrible. So I'm interested, and hopefully, like, Spider-Man's got great villains, so I think in the Marvel Cinematic Universe they should hopefully be able to do them great. I hopefully get to see a great Venom, but I just hope they don't, like, fuck it up and have, like, a good Spider-Man villain reduced to kind of what Marvel does with some of their villains. And Marvel villains overall have not been all that great. You know, you got Loki and Winter Soldier. Those are the two I think of off the top of my head, and hopefully Thanos, that are actually like good, entertaining villains that you like in the movies. So hopefully Spider-Man, with all his crazy, flashy, awesome villains, they can do them right and add some more good villains to the Marvel Universe that it's kind of been lacking. Obadiah Stane, Ivan Vank, also known as Whiplash, Ronan the Accuser, Red Skull, they've all pretty much blown. They suck. So hopefully Spider-Man can bring in a badass villain. Hell, I don't even care. Have Captain America fight some Spider-Man villains or something. Captain America fights the Vulture. Then you can bring in the Falcon to fight the Vulture. That would be badass. And we're getting to see Spider-Man be a smartass and out-smartass Robert Downey Jr. hopefully. So like Iron Man's being a smartass and Spider-Man just drops in like, that's my thing. And whatever, it'll be fun for sure. Spider-Man fights the Hulk. Who cares? Why is it happening? It'll be awesome to see if it happens. That's what I want. I just want to see Spider-Man interacting with all these characters, being funny, a good Spider-Man in a good movie. I don't doubt that. I think Marvel Studios is going to make a good Spider-Man movie finally. And it's not like Sony sold the rights. They're collaborating with Marvel Studios so that Sony kind of still has creative control, which is a little questionable. Sony has creative control somewhat in this and that. It's collaboration. to work together to make good Spider-Man, but all of Sony's plans are gone. It's not Andrew Garfield anymore, no more villains. It's kind of a reboot, and it's going to be a different Spider-Man than we've seen. They haven't confirmed anything, so it could be a new Peter Parker, or it could even be Miles Morales. A lot of people are saying, bring in Miles Morales, who's very popular from, I think it's Ultimate Spider-Man comics. That could work. You get the right actor. Everyone... the internet has spoken, and it's like, if it's Miles Morales, Donald Glover from Community. I've not seen Community. I don't know if he's a good actor or not, but with all these people saying that's the guy, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume he's probably right for the part. The only other guy I would even think of, if it's Miles Morales, if you can't get Donald Glover, I would say Michael B. Jordan, but he's already the Human Torch, so that ship's kind of sailed already. But if you don't do Miles Morales and you stick with Peter Parker, a couple things. First off, let's skip high school. Who cares? We've seen it twice already, and we don't want to see Uncle Ben get shot again. We're sick of it, okay? It worked in the Raimi ones, and the remake was kind of like, this is pretty familiar. And if, like, was it 2012 to 2007? 5 years later we see it again, no one wants to see Uncle Ben get shot again. We're sick of the whole origin. We get it. We know what's happening. He can literally drop in the movie. It could just be Captain America and Iron Man in a very serious conversation, and suddenly Spider-Man just jumps in. Hey, how's it going, Spider-Man? Like, I don't even care. He could show up like that, and then they just, one throwaway line like, oh yeah, I've always been kind of hanging around or whatever, and that's it. We're fine, because we get who Spider-Man is. We don't need a whole origin story again. We're sick of that. So yeah, and if you're gonna do high school, you know, there's some fun with that, like, oh, I've got to do my homework, and I've got to go stop the Rhino or something, but not the Paul Giamatti Rhino. God, no. So if you got to do that, okay, but like, do the Sam Raimi thing. Get him out of high school quick. Like, okay, he's a college student. He's a young man. He doesn't have to be a teenager. And as far as casting goes, there's a couple people I can think of that maybe would work good. First off, I think Logan Lerman, if he packs on a little muscle, little Spider-Man muscles, he could be a really good Spider-Man. Forget that he was in those Percy Jackson movies. I just think of the kid from Perks being a wallflower. That character suddenly getting spider powers, it's like, fuck yeah. And when it comes to other actors you could see as Spider-Man, I guess it's kind of like, oh, maybe they'll just like look around all the young adult movies. Like the main kid from Maze Runner, they could pick him, or the main kid from The Giver, stuff like that. I don't know. The only other person besides Logan Lerman, to whom he is perfect casting, you can maybe say Asa Butterfield would be a good Spider-Man. I don't know. So yeah, Spider-Man casting will be interesting to see who they pick. I'm also interested in the villains, because that's the only kind of thing that's disappointing about Amazing Spider-Man 2. The plans, future plans, I was somewhat ready to embrace, even though I was more than likely sure they were going to be shit. I kind of like Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin. Let's just cast him as Green Goblin again. Harry Osborn, who cares? I like Dane DeHaan. But yeah, this is just exciting. The future, where's it going to go? Who's going to be Spider-Man, the villains? How's he going to fit? Is it Peter Parker, Miles Morales? Will Spider-Man indeed show up and start fighting the Hulk? I don't know why. He just has to. So yeah, Spider-Man and the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be badass. Thank God for Sony. They finally just like, yeah, you know what? Let's just work with Marvel. It's going to be better for everyone. Thank God. This is what we all wanted, and it came true. Marvel and the Cinematic Universe together. It's going to be badass. Hopefully in the Civil War movie. That's probably very likely. I doubt like Spider-Man will show up in Thor 3 or something. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Spider-Man joining the MCU. Slightly, ever so slightly disappointed that all the plans went to shit, but at the same time, more than happy for what's going to happen because of it. So what do you guys think about Spider-Man joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe? What's your opinions on it? Who's your dream cast for Spider-Man? Miles Morales or Peter Parker? I can probably guess who Miles Morales is going to be. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.